you've got a sort of a ninja tactic around with rent to own.
Right.
You can even keep the taxes even lower. Can you explain how you do that?
Sure. So through our attorney, we learned that we have the opportunity to apply for what are called homeowner exemptions because of our rent-to-own agreement with our residents. So we apply for homeowners exemptions on all of our properties, and depending on the community, $800 to $1,000 is the credit that can be applied to the property taxes. So they'll reduce the property taxes. So it's been a good strategy for us to apply for those, and we've got them all lined up. You have to do it far in advance. It's probably an 18-month process from start to beginning of seeing those credit, the reduction in the property taxes come through. So obviously the residents have to sign off on all the forms that are required by your local county, and it's a process, but it's worth going after. I could put a link to the law firm that helped us set this up with your podcast if you'd like. I'll give that to you at the end of the presentation.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. And what's the average savings, did you say, typically?
No, it depends on the tax rate. If you have in Lake County, it's a $6,000 of assessed value is the credit, right? So if you take that as a market value, it's $18,000 of market value. Now you take the tax rate, right? What is the tax rate in that community based on market value? The factors in Lake County of assessed value are somewhere around 13 to, in Zion, it's up to 20%, right? It's crazy. So, you take that of the $6,000, right? 13% of $6,000 is or times $6,000 is what is that? 600, almost $800.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Wow.
But in Zion, it's $1,100.
Yeah.
Right. Waukegan versus Zion. And in some communities, it's a lot less because their tax rates are much lower. So it's not as effective a strategy in, say, a community like Libertyville or, I don't know. We don't have any rental property in Lake Forest or, some of these high-end communities, but their tax rates are much lower.
Yeah. 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 That's interesting. I mean, across 220 properties, that's a significant savings. So if you've got a little bit of scale, it makes it even more enticing.
You don't get them on all of them. On the multi-units, which now is growing for us. We're investing more in those than we have been single-family homes. But and 2 flats, you can't do it because you can't do rent to own on those. It's just limited to the single families. But yeah, it does add up. I mean, it absolutely adds up, especially in Waukegan, Zion, those type of communities where you have high tax rates. And I think the south suburbs too. Right. There's a lot of communities down there that have super high tax rates. In Indiana, you guys have lower taxes than us. So it's kind of good for you.
Yeah. A $1 billion surplus for the state helps.
That's unbelievable. How do they?
Yeah. Not much infrastructure here compared to Chicago.
Well, come over and have them teach a class over in Springfield. That's
a little less fraud, I think, too. Hey, thanks for joining us for this segment of the interview with Bill Powers. I wasn't super familiar about rent to own before I did this interview, and I got a lot out of it. I took a lot of notes, and if you want to hear the full interview with Bill, you can go to any podcast player and just search for Living Off Rentals. You can also come over to the Facebook group, just search for Living Off Rentals on Facebook, and the group will pop up. You can join it. Bill's in that group. Other really successful rental property owners are in that group. You can ask your questions and engage there. And also, if you enjoyed this video, give it the old thumbs up, and you can also hit subscribe. You'll be notified when other videos are released. I will see you in the next video.